Houston Luis Severino does not plan to shake his arm again anywhere near the pitching mound on Friday, for risk of Joe Girardi pulling him once again as a precaution with a phantom injury. This is how much this Game 6 start means now to Severino. How much it has to mean to him to have the baseball back in his right hand with a second chance to oppose Astros righty Justin Verlander in this ALCS, only this time with a trip to the World Series possibly hinging on his performance. "I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna throw the ball and walk around like a robot. Nothing," Severino joked about his previous start while on a conference call on Thursday, one day after the Yanks had assumed a 3-2 series lead with a 5-0 victory in the Bronx. "My excitement level, I think, is 100. We have a great team. So I'm real excited to get that ball on that day and try to do my best." Quote, Maliotakis can't understand why de Blasio won't support the Yankees. Severino, of course, was yanked from his Game 2 start at Minute Maid Park after tossing 4 innings of one-run ball, nearly matching Verlander until then. Even if the former MVP went on to throw a rare for this era complete game to boost Houston to a 2-0 series advantage, Girardi believed Severino motioning with his arm in a circular stretching motion at one point in the fourth indicated he might have been dealing with a shoulder injury. The manager explained afterward that while the 23-year-old All-Star wasn't very happy, "I took him out because I think it is my responsibility to protect this kid." Quote, Luis Severino was the ace during the regular season, but the rest of the rotation has stepped up around him in October. Ronald Martinez, AP. Severino, whose career-high innings workload stands at 204, insisted he was healthy, after team doctors backed up that contention. He even publicly rebuked Girardi's cautious reaction following Game 2. The manager apparently heard him. Yankees invest in competitive video gaming company Vision Esports. "Yeah, I'll probably react a little different in this situation if it comes up again," Girardi admitted on Thursday. Either way, the Yanks impressively haven't lost since, and Severino clearly is intent now on rejoining the rest of the new homegrown pinstripe core and contributing one more time to the franchise's potential first World Series appearance since winning championship No. 27 in 2009. "I know we were thinking that we're here. We all came from the minor league system and we are almost in the World Series with the Yankees," Severino said. "I think we got a lot of history and I know those other guys. Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez, Greg Bird. They're thinking about that, but that we haven't had the time to get together and talk about that." Quote, "What needs to be talked about more in regard to this building wave the Yanks have been riding is how, aside from a couple of isolated blips, most notably Severino's one-out flub before the bullpen bailed him out in the wild-card win over Minnesota, their starting pitching mostly has been phenomenal through the course of the postseason after various inconsistencies during the 162-game slate." Judge, Sanchez, Bird power Yankees to brink of World Series berth. Yankees vs. Astros 2017 American League Championship Series. Since Severino's wild-card meltdown, in fact, the 4 starters used in the playoff rotation have pitched to a combined 2.29 era. It's just not a starting rotation where you necessarily lean on them for 7 or 8 innings. Very often, we lean on our bullpen, and they get a lot of the attention, Girardi said, but our starters are pretty good. Quote, Masahiro Tanaka and CC Sabathia have been better than that throughout October, but Severino was the one to emerge as the staff ace in going 14-5 with the 2.98 era 1 year after not winning a single game. 0-8. As a starter, He rebounded strongly following the abbreviated wild card start with 7 solid innings in a Game 4 win against Cleveland in the AL Division Series. "I don't want to go over there and let my teammates down like I did that day. But I've learned from that start," Severino said. "I know that I made mistakes. I threw my bullpens and I will try to not to do the same mistakes and left that start behind." Yankees eyeing World Series as they ride momentum back to Houston. "I threw a good game against Cleveland and I was throwing a good game against Houston, so starts like that made me forgot that I had that start." Quote, "Now he needs to bounce back from another truncated start, even if the last one was not of his own doing." Luis Severino will once again play Justin Verlander, who tossed a complete game victory in Game 2. Albello, Getty Images. Following what he and Girardi both described as a great bullpen session on Wednesday at the stadium, there should be no trepidation in handing the ball to Severino, even against the mighty Verlander, with an unforeseen trip back to the World Series on the line. "It's amazing. Last year I was watching the World Series, and now we have a chance to be in the World Series," Severino said. "I'm very proud of the work I did in the off-season. The work that I did with my pitching coach here, Larry Rothschild, that helped me be where I am." Yankees finally solved Dallas Keuchel. Take 3-2 ALCS lead. "I'm proud of myself and the team that we have." Quote,